What's up, guys? Welcome to the Hard Carry, where we're carrying Call of Duty League matches straight to you. We're here today, Major 5 Tournament Losers Finals. The New York Subliners versus the Minnesota Rokkr. Only one team is going to move on to go face Atlanta FaZe in the Grand Finals. Let's find out which one. Let's check out the intros.
Nation Final. Minnesota Rokkr taking on the New York Subliners, and well, when these two teams have met up previously, it has been crazy pretty much every time. In fact, 2 occasions it's gone down to a Game 5, round 11. But this bad boy, this is what it's all about. Whoever makes it through this series will face off against Atlanta FaZe in our Grand Finals. But now it is time to introduce our teams. We're starting off with the boys who are in the midst of an unbelievable run in the elimination bracket. Stand clear for the New York Subliners. Hydra, Skies, Kismet, and Priesta, the New York Subliners.
All right.
It seems like everybody forgot about the New York Subliners. These are the Major 1 champions. They won in December, and they're looking to get a championship in 2023. Hydra has been insane, but don't forget, the MVP on that stage was also Kismet. So they're expecting to get another W and play FaZe in the final. It's going to be a good game, though. Let's bring out Minnesota from up north.
Let's do it, Nameless. We've met the New York Subliners, and now it is time to meet their opponent. They're looking for the rebound, hot off of a loss versus the Atlanta FaZe. How will they manage to handle adversity? But for those who forget, this is what they've been doing all season long, and now is their opportunity to do it on the brightest of stages. Toronto, make some noise for the Minnesota Rokkr!
Attach always gets his piece of the pie. Can he do it this year? This is his last shot. Well, I guess they have chance too, so.
Fame and Attach, the Minnesota Rokkr.
We have had a different winner.
He's got a different shirt on. He had Lumi's shirt on earlier.
This year, and the Minnesota Rokkr are the last team looking to grab a chip. All serious faces across the board, and there's no better stage to solidify the Kings of the North than at the Toronto Major. They have to get through the New York Subliners. Can they keep up with the pace? I'm ready to get this match started, Lando.
It's going to be a blast, Allie. Toronto is ready. I'm seeing some wild signs over in the crowd. Everybody is ready for this matchup. Who will move on to the Grand Finals? We will find out right now. Bryce and Ton, take it away, guys.
Thank you very much, Lando. Yes, we are here. And if you had Atlanta FaZe, New York, and Rokkr in your top 3, we probably had a really good pick-em, to be honest with you, because I don't think anyone else actually did. But we have to find out who goes through into that grand final. New York, who've been on a run, or Rokkr, who just suffered a loss.
Yeah, for Rokkr, it's about that bounce back. You have to be significantly better than you were this morning. They came out very, very flat. And for the side of New York Subliners, just keep doing what you're doing. Silence the home crowd a little bit. I'd imagine the home crowd will now probably be on Rokkr's side. So let's see which way the crowd will swing. But I think it's a tougher one to call. A lot of people will be leaning towards the side of the New York Subliners. But for Rokkr, they've looked good most of the weekend. Yes, okay, you go against the FaZe side, but FaZe have been making everyone look pretty silly. So can Rokkr now bounce back and find that form again?
Well, here's the rub. Here's the issue. Here's the problem that we are going to have to be honest about. Rokkr have not had the strongest of opponents. They've not had LA Thieves. They've not had anybody but Atlanta to really test them at this event so far. And with a hot New York coming out of that last game, Rokkr are going to have regained fully. They are going to have to find a different level to take down this team. New York knows what it takes to win a major. Rokkr have not been there before.
New York Subliners starting this game in the same way they did the last on Greenberg Hotel Hardpoint. Impressive there, as they have been pretty much all year long when it has come down to it. Hydra and Co are such a hard team to deal with. Can Minnesota Rokkr do anything about this resurging New York Subliners roster?
All right.
Or can Subliners solidify
Minnesota Rokkr
in the Grand Finals?
Has to play spoiler here.
Well, we will see.
Already getting in the top 3.
But it looks like they have woken up this time. They're getting a few kills on a P1. I actually overheard a conversation earlier between Attach and JCap. Attach says, yeah, I was just asleep this morning. Just not a good start for us, but What have they done in the meantime to regain forward as well? 20 points straight on the board off of P1. It's not a bad soak for Rokkr. New York, though, will be looking to put the damage in around P2.
Oh,
good shots coming in from Priest there. Yeah, putting the damage down. Minnesota Rokkr finding 20 over towards P1
there.
is probably going to be influential because you look over towards it for the side of New York. 189 points over P1 to P3 on 2 different rotations this morning going up against, of course, Toronto Ultra. So it's going to be important that Rokkr do not let too much bleeding happen over towards these first few hills. It is going to be the spawns and the control over towards the backside now for Minnesota Rokkr, trying to find a breakthrough from the stairs. Fame very much on his own. Spawn over towards the dual side.
Rokkr had a pretty good chunk out of P1.
Slight lead heading over towards P2.
Fame being on the back stairs, it could be the key that they need. Trying to stay alive. Band's going to reinforce. They have got players in the area they need. Unfortunately, the other team has a Kismet and a Hydra and a clear and a wipe and a hold.
10 seconds to go before this lead changes hands. New York Subliners holding this so effectively as they did this morning as well. The kills just not flying through for Rokkr. They got massively outslayed by FaZe, and so far so good for Subliners. Cammy though can answer back. Spawns towards the backside now for Rokkr with 20 seconds to go. They're just going to lick their wounds and move over towards the kitchen side. I think Minnesota Rokkr maybe get 1 or 2 points. Bearing in mind the scrap is still here though. They would like that as well.
Doing it for one last chow. Attach will have it, but it will all be about this rotation.
Fame already on rotation.
Moving into action. The SMG of Fame will be the first man here for
Rokkr. Solo for now.
It's all about whether or not he can survive the pressure.
Both these two teams with very strong hold percentage. So it's going to be about these rotations, but Fame, no communication coming on through. He has no idea which way they're pushing from. It's a wonderful rotation from the Subliners, and it's a very, very good start. May well find themselves ever slightly behind, but that is about to change hands now. New York Subliners have just been first to the punch over P2 and P3. It's been hard for Rokkr to find a break, and they find one here at Kitchen.
This is unbelievable.
Hit.
New York have been
Guys
different
does
today.
get 1,
They've been
maybe
different
2.
This weekend. Suffered a loss, but will not
or
be
3.
Gunning everybody. Kismet will clean out Kitchen as well. And Minnesota find nothing on the rotation.
As I said at the top of the game, P2, P3, and P1 have been fantastic for the New York Subliners. And we're getting another good example of that. Camby will pick up the final 15 seconds or so for the side of Minnesota Rokkr. Big kill coming in from freestyle rotation. You get attached in that sort of position, then maybe Minnesota Rokkr can get something going. Vance will then find himself there, will get taken down. Rotation again. That's 3 out of 3, other than P1 for the New York Subliners.
I will say this though, Rokkr are not that far behind P1. The numbers they got there.
A 10-point game for NYSL, but they're on rotation.
Can Minnesota turn their forces around though? Hydra still going to be alive. This is a problem when they push in different directions. You're seeing Minnesota giving in. It's a big gunfight for Skies. Opens the door, allows the rest of the Subliners to now make a move onto this. They have the prime position.
Bance is in a good position over towards the couch's side, but he needs everybody else to do their job. Bance gets taken down. Spawns towards the back now for Rokkr. They go
Kismet.
Through.
Good kills.
Can't get past the dog of Kismet. 10 and 6 to kick
Love
things
that play.
off. New York Subliners
to give NYSL
the comfortable lead. Those rotations will do that. Yes, Rokkr are keeping it close, but it doesn't usually
Rokkr
well
pushing in hard.
3 out of 3 rotations. Still this hole coming in from New York Subliners. The trades come through, and again, it's looking like another 15 or 20 towards the end, and scrap for Minnesota Rokkr will not be that first time. It looks like they're going to have a rotation in their favor. Can they actually do something with it?
That's what we're looking for. Hydra and Cammy going toe-to-toe in the middle. Nothing yet so far. New hill, a new restaurant, a new opportunity. But New York spread across this map like a plague. They are ready to hit every angle. Restaurant is now under siege.
The kill coming in on the Cammy, so Kitchen is now wide open. Attach Vance combining well, though. Vance will find another. The break was looking good for Subliners. They'll take the small win of having Kitchen control, though. Are they going to be able to find the kill on the pinch as well? They've got to get rid of Priester. If you are Minnesota, then you have to worry about the Kitchen push. That's now coming on through. 2v2 on the site.
They managed to get a good hold so far, but pressure is still flying. Vance and
Good
Fame
kill by Fame.
holding this.
To get
For the time being, Rokkr looking to go back into the lead here, but New
should
York
get the lead
are
here.
unrelenting with every attack flying from the angles. But it is gunfights, it is trade and positioning that give Minnesota the advantage here.
Really good job by Minnesota. You talked about them keeping themselves in it after all rotations weren't there. This time they get the rotation and find themselves in the lead. Something they haven't been able to get this time around, though, is Kitchen control. They want to try and get rid of Hydra and Co, who are already trying to lock these spawns in as we head over towards Glass in 1 second's time. Vance has made his way over. Full spree for him. Knows that New York will be here. Checks the corners. Deduces exactly where he should be. And I know where Skies is. Can he find the gunfight? Not quite. Minnesota Rokkr not too bad at the job, obviously, over towards the restaurant. But first one's here, over towards the glass side. It's going to be the Subliners.
That's a great kill from Sky. He's going to hold them off for just a few more seconds longer. Attack, trying to do everything he can, but it's such a tight angle. And Cammy will find a kill, but Kismet, they have the better position. New York, they got this rotation first, and they just not
Still a tight
allow
game.
Rokkr back in.
Yeah, Kismet in a good position over towards the kitchen side, can get those AR fights. Just a little bit more difficult for Rokkr to break from the front. This has really been about the rotations all the way through. The majority of the time going over to the team that the first one's there, and it just seems to be the formula for both these two squads on Hotel so far.
And now as we come to the final cusp of this hill, we go back into the rotation, a slight lead for New York.
Damn, Vance is taking
There's
the
been a game of
longest
inches, a
long-range
game
fights.
of minute decisions. This is nowhere near done. Somebody needs a big hole, somebody needs a 60 to get some daylight.
Minnesota Rokkr did close that gap ever so slightly. It was looking a little bit chalked after 3 and 4, but they really do need to look for a good rotation over towards P2 here. When it does come down to it in terms of the statistics, you look at it, P2 for New York, they are the second best team in the game on that hill. Minnesota way down at the bottom. They must have a good rotation. They must stop any sort of heavy bleeding that potentially could go on over towards this P2 hill when we go there in 30 seconds. But still, time to play for over towards P1. Right now, it's New York in the prime position.
Bats just waiting for Kismet as well, and he's just been there for so long in connector, but it isn't going to go their way. They aren't getting the points they want to. They aren't got the rotation either. And look at that minimap. It is a kitchen spawn for Rokkr. They will have to fight just to get scrap time on P1.
13 seconds to go. You got to get moving. You got to start
cannot
finding some
get
kills
Skies
and
out of
and
that
just
spot.
hope that the Bermuda triangle of spawns comes in your favor over towards P1. But the kills coming through at the crucial time, and there it is, the triangle. One at kitchen, one at bedroom. You've got to deal with Kismet towards the back. He's holding it down all on his own. Looking like the rotation's going to come in for Subliners over towards P2 alongside a 30-point lead.
At the moment, New York holding, just waiting, trying to absorb the pressure coming through, but Bats and Cammy will get turned. Rokkr, they swipe into this as well. Rokkr won't have known about the Chaos Balls that have gone through, but Kismet gets 2 towards the back of New York. They have the good spawn. They're going to fly back into this one as well. And Rokkr have been rebuffed. They've been pushed out. Let's find
4
out
big
how they're
kills.
feeling in the comms.
Kiss is broken. Kiss is broken. Kiss is going to be rotated.
I'm rolling with you.
Kiss is going to be
One's
rotated.
D1, one's D1, gonna go big.
We can bring it back on this.
Yep. Onto share.
Do you have my mid? Do you have my mid?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
One stop. Dub really weak. Dub really weak.
One could be
Looking for
connected.
Kiss.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, he's already in.
Kiss.
Yeah.
Nice. Huge.
We're looking for
Yo, do you have the right, yeah?
Yeah, I have all the right.
Okay, I have middle.
Yo, we're looking for Hydra, we're looking for Hydra.
Okay, I have middle. I have middle, boys.
Okay. I can hold.
I have all the right. Mid is open though.
Ben, you
I have
play
middle,
mid
I have
desk and I can just hold connector from
Nah, we should
back.
team shoot this.
Okay,
Go on in
okay,
the back.
okay.
Nice.
Standing over you. I'm standing over you.
I have the mid,
I'll
boys.
play my top E6.
One bricks.
Yeah,
One
no,
bricks.
nice,
guys.
One
Keep
bricks. One bricks.
He's close, Cam. They could go low right. They could
Yeah,
go
okay.
low right, Cam. Or your top.
I'm about to help. I'm about to help them.
Yo, I actually Let's change, Cam.
Yeah.
Yo, dark right. Yeah, dark in.
Dark,
Outside
yeah.
the time.
Nice.
Nice.
Top out. Close. One top out to dark, probably.
I spawn front, boys. They spawn in the back.
Just find the back and counters.
I stun you connector, okay? You could be connector.
Let me know when you got it. Let me know when you got
Looking
it.
at dark. Looking at dark.
We have beans. We have beans. Where? He's back door. Back door.
One more.
One dark on me. Dark on me.
I'm got dark. Give me back door. Watch back door, Kev.
No, I hold my dark. Hold my dark.
Connector, pinch it.
Yeah, connector. One more.
One more.
Yeah, dark. Dead.
Nice, man.
Nice, boys.
I'm gonna cut 2 couches. Listen. I'm playing 2 couches, guys.
Yo, I'm gonna get on
Yeah,
check.
dark.
I'm not blocking B dumb. I'm going to check
I'm
in.
going couches. Wait.
Look, camera.
I'm
Yeah, we're good. I think he gave me out.
No, he's there. He's needed.
He is?
One's D1.
Wait, one more. Yo, let's go.
I'm sorry for new. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm on new, guys.
I'm sitting back.
Yo, last 1 middle, boys. I'm backing up.
Low bed.
Yeah, we're blocking. I have big, okay?
Okay.
I need top one.
Two bed. I have big. One's got couches.
They're
gonna shout front. They're gonna push out front.
Give it up.
I'm in mid. Help.
They're gonna be front of me.
Go mid.
Broken dead. Yep.
They're on me. D1, guys. On me, D1.
D1 challenge. He choked. He's close.
Back spot, weak boys.
And clear and concise comms from Minnesota do get them back into this
Yeah, good
game.
comms.
They had the rotation. They've lost it. 20 seconds now.
20
for New
seconds for
Just a
NYSL to win this
wonderful break
map.
for New York Subliners. Fantastic work for Rokkr. We'll have to revisit though, because this game's going down to the wire. New York Subliners just chipping away though. They're going to be about 10 seconds away. All of Rokkr full. New York Subliners, it's their map, one to lose.
And there is nothing they can do, surely. Minnesota Rokkr are falling by the wayside. Skies Guns won. Cammy's going to fall as well. Attack will get a kill, but it's 2-0. It's too late. It's New York for the first win on map number 1.
Yep, NYSL take map 1 pretty convincingly. I don't think Minnesota Rokkr honestly have any shot in this match. NYSL just looking too strong right now, coming off of a win over the Toronto Ultra. Minnesota Rokkr, half of their squad is old Toronto Ultra members though, so you know, it's just maybe they got a little buff here, but no one really in the positive on Rokkr. But Hydra 26-19, Skies 22-18, Kismet 27-19. Good map out of those three boys. Let's see if we can find map 2.
Really played it that much at all, but very recently it's entered the rotation and they've been doing well on it. For the side of Rokkr, sitting at 3-6, but a lot of the time they are going down to the very final rounds, not quite able to catch up, but they have been there or thereabouts for the most of the time. New York Subliners, it's a big B hit coming in over ready. Watching Skies, but we really need to be keeping an eye on what's going on with Bance. He's got 3 members of New York Subliners on his way in. Hydra's the first to fall. Bance can't find the second, or can he? It's attached here to help the rounders best of the life.
And how on earth he stayed alive there? They actually had him stun chained. They knew he was going to be here. Attach is going hunting with him as well.
1v3
Attach
early
moving
for Skies
into position, and Skies with the sniper has found one, but will not find the second. That round is over. Rokkr with the first blood.
Really good job from the Minnesota Rokkr. Bance does well enough, and well, it's round number 1, so you're going to get that information coming on through. You're going
really
to hear these players make the push from
Rokkr.
the B side. You'll be hearing stomp, 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 stomp. That sounds like a Frenchman that's about to fly at me. And rightfully so, he holds it down. The rest of his team here to help him out as well. Good job from Attach, and that's something that, you know, he's really going to help the side with in terms of the search and destroy. The man is icy, to say the least. Feels like a round that Rokkr needed to kick things off here after that close defeat in map number 1. Now it's their turn on the attacking side. Keep an eye on these nades. They were very effective with them in previous iterations of Mikado S&D over this weekend. Get to make control now. What can they do with it?
This side control, they're going to try and just clear it out first. But Kismet has already made a move. This causes problems for Minnesota. They're worried now about the flank as well, and Cammy will fall outnumbered.
Finn gets the stretch. Kismet can do nothing about that. Now it has to be a 3 versus 4 hold. And where does the push come from? From New York Subliners. Skies has been so effective with this tool all weekend long, and now they just enforce over towards the side. Here we go. Kismet inside of Cantina finds Bance. 2v4, making it 2v3.
Kismet can get, oh no, it's Fame who gets 2. Still outnumbered. Hydra will bring it back. It's a 1 versus 2 now. Dead Zine's going to be popped. Attach. Last one alive. Time is on his side, but he must stay for a few more seconds. Finds the first. Cannot get out of there. They work in concert. New York Subliners with the retake.
3 spree for Hydra. And him inside of Cantina is just such an issue. He finds the kill on the flank. That's when the damage is really starting to be done. And then when him and Kismet get inside of Cantina unscathed, very difficult for Rokkr to do anything with it. 1 apiece. And I'm keen to keep an eye on Skies. That sniper has been really, really effective for the team. Kind of continue to be so. 1 and 2 from him now. Keep an eye on Skies.
Well, let's see. And I don't want to put anything out into the atmosphere a ton, but Major 2 vibes I was getting the other day. And Rokkr took that L in the winners bracket against Atlanta FaZe. They went out of the tournament very quickly after it. And with New York looking as hot as they are, will history repeat itself?
Hydra pushed up over towards the A side. What's the play here going to be for Subliners? Taking their time. Rokkr set up very well here. Subliners yet to really find some sort of pinch through. Starting to make a slow push now. Minnesota Rokkr happy to sit tight.
And they're waiting for the perfect opportunity.
Here comes the push up the tunnel.
Viper.
Kismet's going to be the play right there.
Position, Hydra strikes already. Looking for the second as well, but doesn't die. Managed to get out there in New York. Doing everything they can. Bats will get 1 back as well, but there he's going to fall. And Attach gets 1 back at the same time. A 1 versus 2. He's going to go as well.
Nice round by New York.
Wait to move,
nice
but when they move big.
Yeah, and that got a little bit scary. If Attach lines them up here, it's a dangerous fight for Priestett to take. Kismet, though, with the dive is what keeps him very much alive. And Priestett will find the kill. 2 and 2 from him. New York Subliners 2 rounds in a row. Rokkr, it feels like they really need to find this map. Their control has been something that's bailing them out over across the season. We talked about their hard point being great brilliantly. They lose the hard point. Control coming up next. This S&D feels essential.
Well, let's see. A big push again onto A. Rokkr looking for the opportunity, but New York answering back. They've got through the nade barrage. The trophy down will work out for them. And
Kismet, 2 big
the
kills.
He's barking. He finds 2. Hydra's already got loose. There is no control here for Minnesota, but Bance wins that gunfight somehow.
That's a good one.
A 2 versus 2.
Kind of in a bit of a bad position here, though. What is Attach going to be able to do against Hydra? Oh, the 9 he just swings it thin air. Subliners find around. Hydra not too perplexed by what went on. And here we go, yeah, Attach, bullets in, knows he's close. Oh!
That would have taken his head clean off if he had
Nah,
hit it.
he was close.
But Hydra 6 and 2. And when the Phenom is feeling himself, everybody else shaking in their boots. Probably even that Lana. New York looks so strong today.
And that's one particular strength you do look at from the
YSL,
Subliners. Hydra.
In control,
Somebody
3 maps
who
to
may
1
well
on this
cause
search
issue.
and destroy match. Looking good
It's
so
going
far.
over now for the side of the New York Subliners. Minnesota Rokkr just hit this. But they're gonna get it by Kismet, who doesn't find
Kismet
anyone but
gets
Fade.
one.
Towards the end, it's the SMGs of Subliners getting the job done. Minnesota Rokkr have been battered across Mikado right now.
And there is nothing.
Wow.
Not a hope, not a prayer.
And YSL take
New
another
York
convincing
I'm
round.
so confident they are just hitting them over and over again. Hydra 7 and 2, Kismet 5 and 3. The lion's share of work.
And I want to say for Rokkr here, they're going for quite a lot of headbutts over towards A. You know, we call that all the time. 4 players heading over towards Cantina. You scrap from there. It's not working. They need to change something up here. We know so many teams can go for that rotate, try and play something a little bit smarter. You've got some very good search and destroy players on your roster if you're Rokkr. You need to change something up. The big hit over towards A is simply not working.
Well, they go for a different way this time. Minnesota, maybe the adjustment, maybe everything they need, because New York have been a different team today, and you can see a little bit of back off here. There may be a misplay. Cammy, since he does have this bomb, will not get it down very, very quickly, but New York will be looking at another retake.
New York Subliners not really getting any sort of purchase over towards this A side, but here we go. Is Hydra going to go for the check? Not quite. The grenade will be there. Oh, and he stops him getting the bomb down. Skies finds Attach and Kismet finds Cammy. Panther is able to answer back, but it's now a 2v3 for Rokkr. 4-1 down. Leaking rounds away, leaking lives away. Can they find something out of nothing here?
Oh God, there's a Phenom. A Phenom in the battle lines. A problem. Another retake here for New York. They have great position for it as well. Back down to a 2 versus 2.
Skies.
This has not worked for Rokkr one time in this S&D. New York feeling confident. Will they find the players? Will they find the kills? And they're already getting towards it. But nobody so far in his Fame for the first.
Fame gets one, but Hydra gets one. 1v1.
Is weak, but he is not out.
I'd have loved to see in the gunfight between Hydra and Bance because it looks like he spits on me. He's going to fight Fame as well. 9 and 2 from the
Hydra
Frenchman.
reads it like a book.
5-1 to the good. I thought they hadn't found Bance sitting behind the hedge, but it looks like Hydra just gives him the skates.
Well, the old factory to sniff him out. And I said, Minnesota, every single time, it just doesn't go their way.
Wow.
And there he is, Hydra, finding Bance. The movement, the pace, the positioning.
Good play.
And in the end, the patience to find Fame as well.
It looks like it was maybe just a little bit of bad timing from Bance when he went round one way. Hydra starts shooting him the other.
One round away for NYSL.
New York Subliners now one round away from going 2-0 up. Hydra 9 and 2. Working on something over towards the B side. Round number 1 is the first one that Minnesota Rokkr got, and it was the only one they've had so far. Well, there's a big hit from Subliners over towards the B side. And maybe that's making them rethink it. Skies towards the middle of the map, looking to try and find a pick. Dead silent spot by somebody. Another
gets one.
first blood for Subliners, 4v3.
And this could be the end of it. Down to a 3 versus 3.
Cammy also
Dead
has
silence
a sniper.
and loose and killing. 10 and 2 now. And there's only one player left. It's Attach in a 1 versus 3. It has been a bloodbath. It's been a beatdown. It's been a breakdown. New York have all the advantage. They held all the cards. Attach needs a miracle.
Now 6 first bloods for the side of Subliners. And Attach needs to find a 1v3 here to keep this series alive.
There's no
30
way,
seconds
right?
to work with. Dead silence popped and very much already gone. Did Kismet get the look on him? Yes, he did. Look at these yellow arrows now just converging onto Attach. There's one. Is the second going to follow? There it is.
Nicely
Hydra,
done.
11 kills on Mikado. And New York Subliners, they're one map away from the final here in Toronto.
Yep, and YSL one map away, one control win away from knocking out the Minnesota Rokkr and joining FaZe in the grand finals. Hydra 11-2, pissing on them. Kismet instead of 7-5, also playing well. Let's try to find map number 3. The control looks like Elisilo.
Two as well. Minnesota Rokkr at that stage were flying through the tournament. Looked fantastic. It got to Sunday. They didn't win a map. We're on Sunday. They are yet to win a map. Our FaZe and New York Subliners just a challenge too big for the Minnesota Rokkr, or can they give us a hell of a series with a reverse sweep? Well, we're getting into the control. Onto Elisilo we go. Some up to
Rocker's got to start the reverse sweep.
Not too bad at this map, but recently the form has very much dipped. 1-5 over their last 6 after they were perfect for so long. It's going to be a big B hit coming out from Rokkr over towards this side to try and kick it off. Try to kick off the comeback.
Yeah, all about the former form. But is there anything for them here? Fame already, though, going to get that first tick in towards B. Does have some reinforcements, but has to get off the point as well. They know New York are about to descend upon them. Priester is here. Fame versus Priester, and he finds the second as well. And while Bats is coming to reinforce, it may be a second too late.
And as these kills come through for New York, it's a reminder they have got significantly better in Elisilo as Minnesota Rokkr have dropped off. You look at New York's record of 5-8. They were 1-6.
Vance, the only one
in their
pushed
last
up
6.
anywhere.
And it's mostly been down to Hydra. I mean, obviously,
he's just standing in the middle of the
he
field,
finds
too.
himself
What are you doing?
inside of the middle of the map and just causes so much issue for teams when they're an attacking side, defensive side. They cannot
Should have just stayed on B.
in onto Hydra.
At least
They want to
NYSL
right now,
have
but
to come
expect
to
those
him.
numbers to go up as this push over towards it, starting to come through for the Minnesota Rokkr. Kismet is there to answer things back. All New York Subliners, but slowly and surely this is taking up for Rokkr.
Taj just trying to play 2 angles here as well as his teammates keep falling by the wayside. Second tick in for Rokkr here on A. Eventually New York are going to hit this with numbers that they can't deal with, but they have managed to. Priester will find
Okay,
Faye.
Rokkr getting some,
Still going the way of Minnesota. They are
some
going to get
pressure
this
here
A
on
point.
A.
It's over towards them. Time extended. We're looking over towards Subliners.
Not
Look
quite,
like they're already
but
setting
yeah.
themselves up over towards that green side of things. Spawn's going to be there for Fame, so he's going to run into trouble pretty quickly. Minnesota Rokkr very much in control of the middle of the map, though. And we'll look to pick their way in from the outside. Thatch will find Sky, so first domino will fall. New York Subliners have got to hold tight here.
They've got a second. There is an opportunity. There is a potential. They've got players in the back. Bant is going with the players on spawn as well, but even if he finds
Good
this, the
kill.
rest of his team have to do work as well. They're not even touching B so far. Bant is farming. But where is the rest of Rokkr and where is the rest of New York?
He's come to help his team out, but Hydra is waiting in the wings, but Bance can
Why
find
was Hydra
Paul.
just laying
The
there?
spawn's still there over towards the New York Subliners side, but Rokkr are locking this one in.
Attached though. Only
They've got
5
it.
bullets
They have
left
locked
though.
it. They have got it completely in. That is outrageous.
Nice. Rokkr. Good attack
Rokkr
win.
have finally
Good way to
arrived on
start
Sunday.
coming back here for on this control.
It's a round. It's a
need
round. Really well worked on though. We talk about Subliners,
They
you know,
need it
they get a
badly.
hold of that field side. Hydra is sitting somewhere over towards green. Yes, I sit here. Wait. The rest of the team cannot find a way through though. Really good work from Bance. Get some sort of control over towards the platform side. And as the rest of Subliners are coming off the respawn, he farms them up, and the rest of the Rokkr side have only really got to deal with 2 players between the 3 of them. They do so, and they rubber stamp what is a very, very efficient attacking round to kick off map number 3.
And for New York, they want to get this round back quickly. Don't allow Minnesota to breathe. You already see they are moving. And it's moving towards B in numbers as well. Attach and Skies might be going at it, but Kismet is there for the trade. And they're going to get onto B already. Minnesota have stacked in the wrong direction.
It's wide open. It's completely wide open. All of a sudden, Hydra, well, probably with an SMG, is going to push over towards the cliff side. He gets dealt with. So Rokkr now going to have to try and pick their way back in. Bance had to be a weak Skies, who's sitting now at 1-6, but it's Bance on a 6 spree. Cruise missile now already in the back pocket, but some progress being made by Subliners over towards B.
getting a
Rokkr
little
needs
bit
to
of
stop the bleeding.
progress on B.
Trying to stay alive, trying to get out of there as well. Not going to happen. There's nobody here for Minnesota. New York will eventually move on to this point. That second tick is now going in. They're going to get Kismet on Overwatch. Priester and Skies on this point. I think B may be done.
That's gone. And that feels so easy. It never really felt like they broke Rokkr down by any sense of the imagination. They just waltzed on in and took it like taking candy from a baby. That was just so easy for New York Subliners to do that. And
Like
Rokkr will be
taking
scratching
candy
their heads
from a
right now.
Viking.
Yeah, lack of getting on the flank, lack of getting anything out towards green and field control. They kept spawning him there as well. And now the A hold. It is not easy to do. Minnesota are trying to get some bodies into this point as well. Hydra versus attached. This is big if he can make it. Sky tries up to the point. They're going to start getting that clock stopped. They've got so many times and so many lives.
One segment gone. 2 players at minimum inside the point now as this one is ticking up very quickly. The kills now starting to fall the way of Subliners as well. Bance and Coke, can they do anything about this? Cammy will find one. Bance on the flank will just stop this from getting any worse. But he needs the team to come
has
help
to make a play.
And he will fall as well. And that
He's
third
still getting
kick
the
is
A
all
point.
outside them and tying this one back up as well. Skies is going
Oh,
to
he
find a
gets
huge
him.
kill on the Fame. And they fall.
Don't shout, you only got 4 HP.
Cammy will get a trade.
He gets him.
It's not good enough.
Wow.
New York tie it up. Easy
Wow.
attacks for both sides.
Skies is crazy.
I felt like Minnesota Rokkr really had to work for theirs, though, didn't they? They did the right things. They were pushing from the right angles. It was very traditional in how you will see teams get a hold of B. New York Subliners kind of ran off their spawn, didn't take any good fights, sat on the B, and then just controlled it. It was so easy for them to do. So I think Rokkr will look back at that one and have a couple of questions, unless there was something that I've just completely missed. But it felt like they just waltzed onto the point and took it.
I think they were expecting more pressure over towards A, and that just wasn't it. And eventually New York realized they had the upper hand and struck. Well, 1-1 all tied up. Easy quick attack so far. With Minnesota to try and do it again.
Hydra.
New York looking to go 2-1 up in this now if they can just hold a defense.
Skies was sitting at 0-5 now, 6 and 7 trying to step things up. Priester though has been dominating LSCLO, 13 and 6 from him. Usually you would have this synonymous really with the side of Hydra, the side of Kismet, just getting inside and causing issue. But right now it's the Bulldog who is absolutely smoking Minnesota Rokkr. Cammy's the only one who can answer with anything. They've been forced back into their spawn again. Subliners, good start to the defensive round.
And this is always the
Priester,
issue.
15 and 6.
Priester will now run
Slapping
around
right
15
now.
and 6, 104 streak. Rokkr will be coming. Where is he? Where has he gone? Where are we going? They know he lurks in the shadows.
Priester from behind over towards the A side. Defending this well so far. So Rokkr are posturing. They're waiting for a moment where they can start to make a move onto something. But right now, Skies over towards the cliffside will be somebody who stops them going over towards B. But the target in their sights is A. Vance will find one on the flank. Is this the moment now for Rokkr? 24 seconds. You stop the clock.
Kismet knows what they are as well. He's going to go for it. He knows he's got a 1v1. He wins at the same time. He knows Vance is going to be here as well. He saw him earlier. Doesn't even need to get the kill. Minnesota are failing to get into this point here. Eventually, a huge two-piece from Attach rests this round from being over.
Yeah, it was looking really bleak for the side of Rokkr, but they eventually get themselves in.
Rokkr
and that's all it
could
can
be
take.
getting A here.
For all it's felt like Subliners have dominated, it's only a 3-life disparity for Rokkr to try and bring back. A may well be gone. It looks like Subliners are going to give this one up. There may well have been one more look at it had they found the kills, but they're starting to fall, and all of a sudden Minnesota Rokkr, a door is slightly ajar in this push over towards B. Spawns for Subliners coming towards the cliff though as it goes in.
This is now difficult for Rokkr. A wave of kills has to be made. But also they're going to know they haven't seen Hydra in some time. He's all the way back towards top bar. And they're not getting the kills. Attach will find one. It is still tenuous. Subliners hold everything.
Spawns is still over towards the cliffside. New York Subliners will be here very quickly. It's all really about Skies, presumably, and obviously with an AR over towards that green side of the map. Keep an eye on Hydra as well. He's lingering behind them because they haven't seen anybody down the B side. They know it's going to start coming through from the A side of the map. Attach could do with finding this kill and does so. Minnesota Rokkr with a little bit of light at the end of this very dark tunnel that it's been this series so far.
A little bit pushed up here for the Attach. Oh, but Priester guns him.
But no good. Priester guns him out of his shots. And Kismet will get banned and the time has dissipated. Rokkr's hopes of getting this attack are falling. And while they have stopped the clock, that's all they've done.
Oh, here we go. They got a kill on the flank, though. If they can get rid of Priester, things are looking really good. You've now just got to deal with Hydra. Sounds easy. He's able to find one. He's able
Oh,
to
Hydra.
find two. Hydra!
Oh!
My goodness!
Oh my goodness, Hydra will not die. He will not go away from this. And he just bleeds Rokkr all over the map, and they thought they had it for just a little bit of time. The last run of Rokkr on this.
6
They're not
lives
even
left for
close, they've not even
Rokkr.
got a chance,
3
surely.
seconds.
And the bodies, the trades. And the
1.2
second
seconds.
will go because the Frenchman strikes again.
It's
One
for the
more
ages
round
from
for
Hydra,
New
stops
York
it all on his own.
to
Skies is looking at his
punch
team
their
like, how
ticket
on earth have I
to
ended up with this guy next to
grand
me?
finals.
What a play from Hydra. I'm getting to see it in the best play, actually. There's the one on the Kami.
Wow.
That's with attack, by the way. This kid's an SMG.
That is an unbelievable highlight play. And I said there's a reason to fear him today.
There
That was
definitely
almost a
is.
lot for Minnesota.
Man, Paco. Been absolutely incredible for the Subliners all season long. He's really hitting form towards these latter stages. 2-1 up now. Attack is their more favoured side when it comes down to LSCLO, and they're trying to find a way through the middle of the map. Fame will find two, though. He's been so impressive for Rokkr in their resurgence towards the end of this season, and it's a good start for Rokkr on this defensive side. They force Subliners back. Force them back pretty far here as well. There's quite an aggressive line starting to form for Rokkr to keep Subliners away. Hydra will break that duck, though. Hansen attached, can answer back, as can Skies. The kills finding their way for Rokkr, though. Just about doing well enough here in the third round that's coming up.
He's in onto the point.
Good
He's
kill.
going to force Rokkr to reconsider the way they are at the
Capturing
moment.
A point.
Do they give away A? Bance is going to go for it as well. He's looking for Kismet, and he finds him. It's actually a huge kill. It gives them the opportunity to get back into position, but Hydra and Priest are working this point again. Priest is now going to be in. Has Hydra with him.
Big kill from Priest there. Hydra,
Priest
as you said,
is
is there
beaming right
alongside
now.
of him. Vance is going to get caught, pushing over from the B side as well. A may well be just giving up over towards Rokkr, over towards Subliners. As you say, you can see Rokkr spawning towards Cliff side, and I think Fame was the last roll of the dice. A will be going over towards Subliners now. 1 minute 45 seconds to go, and Hydra has just continued to farm. That's 4 in a row now for the Frenchman, as he has his eyes set over towards B. Fame stops the spree, but Subliners, is the damage already done for them? Can Rokkr hold on?
And they can sense it. Just the B point to go, and they get to the grand final. Still
Yep,
kills
this could
going
be it.
towards Minnesota. But with a
NYSL,
minute and a
though,
half
getting
on the
pushed
clock,
up
they
on.
must not break once. They will not allow them back into it.
Hydra just spawned over towards the alley side instead of over towards the back, and it means he catches attacks off guard. A little bit of a weird one for me. Skies once finds over the top. See, Rokkr are so worried about the flank that may well come through from the other side. They're now starting to get pushed on the cliff. New York Subliners in a really good position. Fame has to go big for the team on the flank.
They're looking for it as well, and Cammy will find Skies before he can do any more damage. Hydra's going to be here, though. Attack will be going down as well as Cammy, surely!
Oh!
Hydra will find the second. He keeps hope alive. And that means Rokkr is spawning away.
Fame stays alive over towards the backside, but only for a moment. Priest that deals with him. Bance is able to find one in the skies. He gets taken down. Nobody on the flank now. Final, or maybe second to final opportunity for Subliners to close out this round. 50 seconds to go. They're inside the point.
They have to get into it.
Here comes the cruise.
Already over the stack. Hydra's going to find two as well. New York, there comes the cruise. Bance will actually find Priest. Fame finds Hydra. It's all about the trade, but Rokkr is coming back
still
on spawn here.
pushed up on
they
point.
are quite some distance away. That second tick is going in. Kismet finds the first one on attach. And now New York looking for that third tick. It is
They
the
got a
last
two-stack
round for
still.
Rokkr in this tournament. If they do not move, they do not find the kills. New
This
York
is it.
are booking their ticket to the grand final here at the Major.
Yep.
It's been so long since Major 1, but they return to glory.
Beautiful, beautiful control win by the New York Subliners, dumping on the Minnesota Rokkr and their chances at a major victory here. They pretty much just have to get straight ready for the grand finals. They're going to give them a little break here. But beautiful, beautiful work out of the New York Subliners. They are getting ready to face FaZe in the finals. Stick around here for that one coming up next.